I'm Dave Froehlich. Thanks for watching this CrimeWatch digital exclusive where we take a look back at recent crime stories that have been making headlines in our area and across the state. Back in 2021, a victim of a home invasion in South Austin shot an intruder in self-defense. Now a mother is set to spend 10 years behind bars for her involvement in the robbery that left one man dead. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has the story.
Joseph Noah Matthews. We call him Noah.
20-year-old Noah Matthews moved from North Carolina to Austin and was in lineman school.
Courageous and brave and fearless, yet humble and forgiving. Just the sweetest thing.
Through friends, he was introduced to the Ruoff family.
He would help her husband, Brad, split wood, work on his truck, and just had kind of that feeling of family, I believe. Tiffany Ruoff, as it was exposed in court, is a woman that is toxic.
On April 26, 2021, Noah Matthews told Austin police investigators Tiffany Ruoff drove he, her 14-year-old daughter, and another man to a home in South Austin to rob the man who lived there.
She had told him that somebody stole a lot of her stuff and her money, and she needed help getting it back. My son, unfortunately, was not able to discern quite well, and all he heard was, "I need help," and he helped her.
The homeowner told police at a little before midnight he heard a knock on the door. He looked through the peephole, couldn't see anyone, and grabbed his revolver. He says when he went back to the door, someone kicked it in and knocked him to the ground. He then started firing shots, hitting Matthews, who fell to the ground. Matthews was rushed to the hospital in critical condition.
Noah was not a resident of Texas, so he was unidentified for 2 days at St. David's South Trauma Center.
Lisa Matthews says she called Ruoff to try to find out what happened because she knew he had been shot. Matthews says she wasn't receiving a straight answer from Ruoff.
My final words to her were, somebody is lying to me. God help them when I find them.
Matthews flew from North Carolina to Austin looking for her son and answers.
We got to St. David's and I went upstairs and Noah was on life support.
When Matthews died months later, a medical examiner found his cause of death was from a gunshot wound. The homeowner wasn't charged. A capital murder warrant was filed for Ruoff. Last month, Ruoff pleaded guilty for burglary and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. During sentencing, the family of Matthews says a lot was revealed.
He wasn't 100% innocent, and I'm going to say that, but he was way more innocent than what I ever thought.
She had such manipulative power over these young kids that it's just, she's so toxic and so dangerous to this community, to your community. Mothers and fathers need to know that they have got to protect their children.
Before Matthews passed, he made sure his mom knew something.
He said, "Mom, I need you to know that I forgive her." I said, "No." I said, "That's good. I'm thankful that you're in a place that you can forgive her." I said, but I'm your mama, and I'm sorry." I told him I wasn't there yet. And then I didn't know if I could ever be there.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch.
Police are asking for the public's help as they try to find 4 men connected to a home invasion in northeast Austin. Happened back on November 8th, around 1 in the afternoon. We're told initially the men burglarized a home on Exchange Drive, just north of 290. The homeowner told police they came home as the crime was happening, causing the suspects to take off. One of those suspects shot in their direction multiple times, but no one was hurt. If you know who any of these men are, you're asked to please call Austin Police. A Houston attorney's been charged with murdering his special needs son in Sabine County near the Texas-Louisiana border. Fox's Leslie Delaspore has that story.
A multi-million-dollar bond is what Michael Howard is facing after he's charged with the murder of his own son. Houston attorney and South Texas College of Law grad Michael C. Howard is charged with murder and tampering with evidence after Sabine County sheriffs say he confessed to shooting his son and cremating him after he believed his son was an intruder. Deputies described the son, Mark Howard, as a high-functioning 20-year-old man with Down syndrome.
Howard advised that deputy that he had accidentally shot his own son, Mark Randall Howard, whom he had mistaken for an intruder at his property.
Officials say Michael Howard told them he cremated his son Mark's body in a remote location on his property because this is what he would have wanted.
Additional items of evidence were also recovered. There were also indications that the scene of the shooting had actually been washed or cleaned using a water hose.
We stopped by the Houston Heights office of Michael Howard, but the gates were locked, so we called and we were directed to his attorney for comment. We have yet to hear back. The Sabine County District Attorney says Howard is currently booked into the Sabine County Jail.
Likewise, I've been in contact with his attorney. We'll be moving forward, as we always are, with an indictment before a grand jury. We're looking at numerous charges, including some misdemeanor charges, but additional charge to murder and to the desecration or mishandling of a corpse.
Deputies pointed out during the press conference at the time of the shooting, Michael Howard's wife and other children were not home. Reporting from the Heights, Leslie Delaspore, Fox 26 News.
A Burnett man's been convicted of sexually assaulting a child and will spend the rest of his life in prison. In December of 2022, the victim's aunt reported that the victim told her about several sexual assaults by this man, 61-year-old Robert Jamerson, from when they were 9 years old in 2017 until they were 14. Charges were filed in January of last year. Two other survivors testified during the trial, detailing their abuse by Jamerson spanning several decades. Jamerson has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Well, for decades, East 6th Street has been closed to traffic on weekend nights to accommodate bar-goers, but that might change in an effort to crack down on crime. Some are questioning whether that would actually make the area safer. Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shen has that story.
These barricades could go away on weekends. Austin police and several departments are looking at options to open 6th Street to cars. While the details are still being worked out, APD says this project will rely on partnerships, collaboration with various groups, and engaging our community to create awareness and education. Downtown business owner Bob Woody doesn't think it's a good idea.
Opening 6th Street, putting cars where pedestrians are, causes a problem.
Some locals echo that thought.
I think that's really dangerous at night. There's especially during the weekends, there's a lot of drunk people here, so it's just not a good idea. People mindlessly probably would walk, and it would really put the pedestrians in danger. 36th has been closed to cars on weekend nights for decades. In the Safer 6th Street initiative, which City Council approved in 2021 after a string of shootings there, it reads, while the wide swath of empty space created by weekend street closures provides opportunities for pedestrians to walk without interacting with vehicles, it also provides ample space and opportunity for less positive activity, including fighting and alcohol-fueled violence. But some don't think bringing cars back would bring down crime. I feel like it wouldn't minimize crime at all. It would put people definitely in danger more.
I see an increase in activity that has to be dealt with. I see it as a safety issue that someone's turning their back on.
The city has also discussed widening the sidewalk before.
Large crowds leaving Blind Pig, 800 people at 2 a.m. into the street. Difficult for any size sidewalk to accommodate it. Same thing across the street. Same thing next door, Maggie Mays, Shakespeare. 800, 2,400 people on the sidewalks.
Angela Shen, Fox 7 Austin News.
A suspected fentanyl dealer has been charged with murder more than a year after the victim's death. Christopher McDermott is accused of selling Troy Cernosek the fentanyl that killed him. In September 2023, police on a check welfare call found Cernosek unresponsive and not breathing. At the time, McDermott was arrested but on an unrelated warrant, and he was able to bond out. In November of this year, police pursued charges after acquiring new video footage and witness testimony to tie McDermott to the deadly drug deal. He faces a first-degree murder charge with bond set at $200,000. Well, the cases of 2 people found dead in Austin have now been solved thanks to DNA technology. The previously unidentified remains were discovered in 2020 and 2021. Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shen spoke to the organization doing this work.
Previously unidentified bodies now have their names back thanks to the nonprofit DNA Doe Project. Austin police confirm Slaughter Creek Jane Doe, found on April 12, 2020, is Sherry Brock, and Travis County John Doe, found on March 10, 2021, is Leon Curtis. Matthew Waterfield in England helped on the John Doe case. He was brought on when he was a college student. The nonprofit has about 90 volunteers worldwide.
I feel very lucky to be involved. It's a very rewarding thing to be part of. And even though these aren't always the answers that the families of these people are hoping to hear, they're at least answers.
The group worked with the Travis County Medical Examiner's Office. Often agencies will reach out for help. The project gets funding through donations, and they use different labs for DNA testing. They compare DNA profiles to 2 systems called GEDmatch and Family Tree DNA, using matches to build family trees. For Travis County John Doe, genealogists found a woman born in North Carolina in the 1850s as a likely ancestor.
We wrote down her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so forth, until finally we found this man who had actually moved to Austin. And we couldn't find any proof that he was alive after March 2021.
Slaughter Creek Jane Doe was a bit more complicated because the highest DNA match was an adoptee. Genealogists made a family tree using more distant DNA matches, which led them to ancestors in Kansas, Missouri, and Texas.
The team were able to find a woman who connected to all of those families in all of those states. And they found that for her, there was no proof that she had been alive since 2020.
Austin police say Curtis's manner of death was natural. Brock's cause of death was undetermined. Another Austin area case needs donations for lab work. Redbud Trail John Doe was found hanging from a tree on May 27, 1998.
I hope that we can work on many more Texan cases in the future, actually, because there are a lot more people in Austin and in Texas more widely who still don't have their names back.
Remember, our Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. You can watch on our local connected TV and mobile apps, which are free to download, and you can watch on your phone and other platforms like Roku and Apple TV. For more on the stories highlighted in this episode, head to our website, fox7austin.com, and look for the Crime Watch section. Thanks for watching this Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch digital exclusive, and don't forget to subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel.